Hey guys, it's the Great Me, and today I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step guide on how to get the legendary Metagems and how they actually work. For this guide, I'm assuming you've already completed the first two chapters of the Black Prince questline and have your legendary weapon gem and socket. If you're just starting your legendary journey, make sure to check out my previous guide on how to get the Shot Touch gem fast. For chapter 3, Raytheon will give you two new quests. Secrets of the First Empire and I Need a Champion. Originally, the secrets dropped from the Throne of Thunder raid, but in Mists of Pandaria Classic they also drop from Celestial Dungeons. And the drop rate is actually very high, based on my experience, well over 50%. Secrets can also be bought using August Stone Shards from the August Stone Shard exchange vendor. The Trillium Bars can be crafted by alchemists or miners or simply bought from the auction house. For reputation grind, my preferred farming spot is the central area of Isle of Thunder. The mob density here is excellent and it typically takes less than an hour to go from Revered to Exalted. Once you reach Revered, don't forget to purchase the Grand Commendation of the Black Prince from the Black Talon Quartermaster in the Tavern in the Mists. This item grants a 100% reputation bonus for all characters on your account, significantly speeding up the grind for your ults. Once you've completed both quests, turn them in and pick up the Thunder Forge. To continue the legendary quest line, you'll need to unlock additional stages of the Isle of Thunder by completing a series of solo scenarios. I recommend unlocking the entire Isle of Thunder first before progressing further with the legendary quest chain. This requires completing 5 solo scenarios, all started from Lord Themarteron on the Isle of Thunder. The scenarios are fairly easy and with a few optimizations you can finish them quickly. In general, your goal is to skip as many mobs as possible and move directly from objective to objective. The first scenario is the assault on Zeptula. On the final boss, make sure to pull him out of the protective barrier as he takes significantly reduced damage while inside it. Next is tear down this wall. Once you've placed the explosives, detonate them immediately as this causes all remaining mobs to despawn, saving you time. For the third scenario, to the skies, avoid using a pet-based specialization like Demonology. Your pet will despawn and the mounted enemies in the first phase take noticeably longer to kill. In the first scenario, decisive action, use the smoke bomb to clear a direct path from the ship to the gate. This allows you to bypass most of the enemies and makes the rest of the scenario much faster. Finally, in the Fall of Shenbu, there isn't much to explain, just kill the guy and enjoy unlocking the Isle of Thunder. You will now have access to the entire zone, including the world boss Nalak, which you'll need later in the quest line. After completing all the scenarios, return to Raytheon and begin the Thunder Forge scenario. This can be challenging at lower item levels, so here's what you need to know. For the first phase, you'll need to kill waves of enemies for about 3.5 minutes. Blue and green orbs will spawn on the ground. Blue orbs increases your damage and green orbs will heal you. Make sure to keep high uptime on the damage buff. The second phase is similar, but now you only need to survive for 3 minutes. There are several clickable forges around the area and activating the forge stuns all the enemies and causes them to take 100% increased damage. You should use all the forges before the final boss spawns as they will reset. On Sha Amalgamation, make sure to pair your cooldowns and trinket procs with the forge damage buff to kill the boss as fast as possible. Be careful not to use all the forges as Sha casts Insanity and I almost died because I had no forge left to interrupt it. The final quest is Spirit of the Stormlord. You'll need to use the lightning lance on the world boss Nalak and then survive long enough to siphon his power. It's important to note that you do not actually need to kill Nalak. Based on original Mists of Pandaria Wowhead data, this quest can even be soloed by classes with pets or with abilities that can drop combat like Vanish or Feign Death. When you throw the spear, an Essence of Storm spawns and fixates on you. This ad takes damage over time and will eventually die on its own. The key strategy is to break combat with Nalak after using the lightning lance and then kite the Essence of Storm until it dies. Once the ad is gone, the quest will complete. And that's it. Congratulations on earning your legendary Metagem. Additional Metagems can be purchased from the Black Talon Quartermaster in the Tavern in the Mists for 5 Primal Diamonds each. After receiving your Metagem, there are 2 more quests required to complete the chapter. These quests involve killing bosses in the Throne of Thunder, but most likely you'll be able to complete them by running Celestial Dungeons too. There are 4 legendary Metagems in total, 1 for tanks, 1 for healers, 1 for caster DPS, and 1 for melee and range physical DPS. What makes these legendary Metagems so powerful is their unique proc effect. All legendary Metagems use the RPPM system, which stands for real procs per minute. Under this system, procs are designed to occur at a fixed average rate per minute. The chance to proc dynamically adjusts based on how often the player performs actions that can trigger the effect. More triggering events result in a lower chance per event, while fewer triggering events increase the chance per event. Over time, this evens out, so the average number of procs remain consistent. The physical DPS Metagem, Capacitive Primal Diamond, provides a unique proc called Capacitance. This effect stacks up to 5 times, and upon reaching 5 stacks, it deals nature damage based on the wearer's attack power. The proc uses an RPPM system that varies by specialization. Tanks have the lowest RPPM value due to the attack power scaling of the effect, and the high levels of attack power tanks gain from Vengeance. The caster DPS Metagem, Sinister Primal Diamond, has a chance to trigger an effect similar to Bloodlust. As with Capacitance, the RPPM value differs by specialization. For example, Balance Druids can expect roughly 2.5 procs per minute, while Shadow Priests average closer to 1 proc per minute. The strength of this Metagem also varies significantly between specs. An Affliction Warlock gains substantially more benefit from it than a Frost Mage. For certain specializations, this proc can meaningfully change gameplay, whereas the physical DPS Metagem functions more as a passive effect. The Tank Metagem grants a chance to proc a 20% reduction to all damage taken for 15 seconds. It has a relatively high RPPM value of 2.57, resulting in strong uptime. This makes the Tank Metagem excellent for progressing content. However, when farming or significantly overgearing encounters, tanks may choose to use a DPS Metagem instead. The Healer Metagem provides a chance when casting a beneficial spell to make all spells cost no mana for 4 seconds. Because this window is very short, it requires quick reaction to fully capitalize on the effect. Although extremely powerful, some healers may still prefer DPS Metagems, as this can increase both healing and damage throughput depending on the encounter and playstyle. And that wraps up the legendary Metagem guide for Throne of Thunder. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more Mists of Pandaria Classic content. I'll see you in the next video.